Getting ready for the 106th running of the Indianapolis 500. One of the distinguished drivers is Mr. Well, you introduce yourself, Marcus.
Yeah, my name is Marcus Ericsson. I'm driver of the number 8 Husky Chocolate Chip Ganassi Racing Honda.
Husky Chocolate.
Yeah,
Tell me about that.
You know, who doesn't love to be sponsored by a chocolate?
No kidding.
It's the best of the best. So it's actually chocolate drink, hot and cold. Very good.
Now, and you're from Sweden.
I am, yeah.
But you currently live in...
I live here in Indy, so I live up in Carmel. So I've been here, what is it now, the 4th year I'm living here. So it's it's good. I like it.
Yeah.
You're home race here, you know.
Your English is pretty good now, huh?
Yeah, it's getting there, I think.
Yeah. Tell us about this year's Indianapolis 500. I know you're obviously the goal. You want to win. How's it going?
It's been really good so far. I think us as a team in Ganassi, we've been really, really strong from the get-go. And, you know, we got all 5 cars in the top 12, and then 4 of us was in the fast 6, you know, in qualifying. So it's been incredible to be part of that. And we've been looking really strong in race trim as well, being, you know, topping the charts or in the top 5 most of the sessions. So, yeah, we're feeling strong. I'm feeling strong. So can't wait for Sunday.
Well, you're looking great. I got to tell you. You guys are all so fit now. There was a time when the drivers weren't as slender and fit and trim as you are these days. Are you one of the tallest guys out there?
Yeah, I'm probably up there. You know, there's a few guys that's a bit taller, but yeah, I'm one of the taller ones. But like you say, we work out a lot now, and driving these cars in 230 mile an hour, you need a lot of, you know, endurance and strength just to drive those cars, and especially for the 500 because it's so long, it goes on for so many hours.
Tell me about the difference now. You've got something in front of your face now. Does that affect anything with?
Not really, I would say. It's you know, at first when we first put it on, it sort of was a little bit weird to get used to, but then very quickly you got used to it, and then when you're in the car driving, you don't really, you know, your eye sort of filters through it, so you don't really think about it. The biggest thing I would say is that, you know, it gets hot in there. It gets less airflow, so that's the biggest thing. So on Sunday it's supposed to be pretty warm and sunny. Yeah, so that's gonna be, you know, a bit of a challenge for us drivers sitting in there and getting a lot of heat.
Do you have? I know you don't wear sunglasses on your helmet. Is it depending on the amount of sun, or can you vary the darkness in your?
Yeah, so I usually run quite a dark visor, so that sort of helps for the sun. On some tracks, we do run some like stripes of like on the tear-offs on the windscreen or aero screen to help that. But I think being the race is in the middle of the day, you know, it's not going to be the sun. It's not going to be too low, so it's not going to be a problem, I think.
I see. Shaun, you got any questions?
I do. You know, based on Nashville last year, if you can ramp off the back of somebody and still come back to win, then you can probably win from anywhere, right?
It's a good point. Yeah, I think, you know, that was definitely my craziest race win of my career, and probably one of the craziest one in IndyCar, period. So it's
the visual of the bottom of the car halfway through the race, and then you still end up in victory lane.
I think that's the cool thing with IndyCar racing. You know, anything can happen, and you can still fight back and sort of get yourself in position, because if you have a good race car and if you're fast, you can sort of get your race back on track. And that was the thing in Nashville. And obviously, I'm not planning to do something similar here. You know, I don't want to make life that difficult for myself. But yeah, that's the thing. You can never give up. And especially this place, you know, you've seen people have issues early in the race, but then, you know, it's a long race and there's a lot of things that's going to happen. So you need to keep in it, keep your head in, and you never know what's going to happen in the last 50 laps.
Now, do you talk a lot back and forth, or are you real quiet in the car?
No, I'm usually quite, you know, I don't talk that much. I like to get information from the pit wall, so I like to be sort of updated on what's going on around me, and I obviously talk about the car, trying to give feedback on tires and balance and stuff like that, so we can improve the car for the next stint. But I know some drivers, they're almost like commentators in the car and just commentating on everything that's happening, and, you know, I prefer to focus on the driving.
Do you ever speak any Swedish when you're in the car?
No.
Cursing.
Yeah, I was going to say, maybe I curse in Swedish sometimes.
What's a good Swedish curse word?
Fan, like F-A-N, fan.
Fan.
Like fan, yeah.
So that we'd get beeped if we were on Swedish television?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, pretty much.
I'm not sure what that means, but I'm going to put it in my my dictionary.
With you know, basically all 6 of the Ganassi cars up front, Is there is there more strategy with that? It seems like some of the other teams are a little more spread out, but being up front, especially early on with fuel mileage and being able to flop back and forth as opposed to trying to go out and lead on your own, is there a strategy behind that?
We haven't really discussed it yet, but I'm sure we will. Obviously gonna try and take advantage of the fact that we are so many cars up there, and if we can help each other out throughout the race and switch a bit. If we're all running up front, we don't have to have one guy leading the whole race and burning fuel. We can switch that around. So I definitely think it's an advantage to have that many cars up front. And come race day, we're definitely going to try and use that and help each other.
What's it like racing with Jimmy?
It's very cool. He's been a great addition to the team, and obviously he's had a very steep learning curve on the road and street courses. But from like the first lap on the ovals, he's been so impressive, and it's been really cool to see that. And obviously Texas, he had a really good race on the oval there, and all this month he's been super fast. So I expect him to be a factor on Sunday, and it's good to see. He's such a good guy as well, so really happy for him.
Well, have a great race. You went to high school back in Sweden?
Yeah, I sort of dropped out. I was basically driving cars.
I see. That's fine. Did you ever get a degree or a diploma?
No.
Really?
I moved to Japan when I was 18, so I sort of had to.
Wow.
That.
Do you speak any Japanese?
Arigato gozaimasu. Ohayo gozaimasu.
What does that mean?
Oidashimashite. Takuma probably knows a bit more than me. I knew a little bit, It's still in the memory. I mean, it's 13, 14 years ago now, so it's been a while.
Wow. Did you have a nickname when you were a kid?
No, I don't know. No, not really.
You've always just been Marcus?
Yeah, Marcus is good enough.
Okay. Do you get back to Sweden much?
Not really. I mean, in the off-season I go back, but during the season it's pretty hectic for us, so I went back in March. I think it was end of February, March. I went back for a week, but apart from that, I think I'm going to stay pretty much all season, and then in the off season, I go back a bit.
Do people from your family get to come to the Indianapolis 500?
Yeah, so my mom and dad and my youngest brother, they was flying in yesterday, so they just got in last night. So it's really cool to have them here. It's it's good with some extra support, so that's really exciting.
Oh, that's great. Well, I hope that they greet you in the winner's circle, Marcus. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, guys.